Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here from NBC Sports Bay Area. And guess what? There is good news today. It is Wednesday, and Brock Purdy is back at practice. Ricky Pearsall is back at practice. And both of those two players, in the scheme of practice, were taking some of the top reps. Now, Brock was taking all the first reps. For weeks now, he has been limited in practice, and it does say also today that he is still limited in practice, but he has to be on the injury report because it's not normal. So they're testing him out and making sure he's fine. But if he does not have any setbacks, he will be the starter on Sunday in Arizona. He has been following Mac Jones in all of the reps that we see during the 15 to 20 minutes of open practice. It's normally Mac Jones, then Brock Purdy, and then Adrian Martinez. And that has been worked up since it was Mac Jones and then Adrian Martinez and then Brock Purdy. So he's kind of worked his way back up to more reps, and Kyle Shanahan did not mince words. I was actually surprised at Kyle Shanahan's behavior today. It was actually surprising that he was like, yeah, we're working him back in. Yes, he should start. Yes, he's ready. So usually he does the, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to see how the week goes. But I think Brock has said to him, hey, I'm ready. This is my time. My foot's ready to go. And Kyle Shanahan is like, okay, let's do this. It's just so against what Kyle Shanahan's behavior normally is. Normally when a guy's making his way back, maybe off of IR, he's like, yeah, maybe he'll start. I'm not sure. I'm not going to tell you guys. And then we find out on either game day or the Saturday before. It's Wednesday. And basically, Kyle Shanahan is already saying Brock Purdy's going to start. So this is what he said. And I'll read you. He said, injuries for practice day. Alfred Collins limited, D. Winters limited, Ricky Pearsall limited, and Brock Purdy limited. And he was asked, you said on Monday that you wanted basically 3 days of aggressive practices for Brock before determining. Yes, is what Kyle Shanahan said. Because he's limited, does that mean he can't be an aggressive type of practice? He said, no, it'll be an aggressive practice. We've just got to put limited if it's not exactly how it normally is. Will he be running the first team offense? Are you trying to build him toward the point where he could start on Sunday? Yes. Or this week? Yes. And so Kyle Shanahan said he can feel it, basically. He said each week he's gotten better. And basically, this is where he was like, okay, I get it now. We were asking him about his mechanics and fundamentals and how he is looking on the field. And he's like, you can just feel it. A guy you've been around for a while, like I have Brock, you can just tell how the ball comes off, how he moves, how he reacts. I can get in the film room and stare at it for a lot longer than I probably should. I can do that on the field, but I watch other things. But usually you can feel it on the field. So basically, Kyle Shanahan is saying that what he's sensed from Brock is that he's ready. So after 6 weeks of missing time, Brock Purdy is going to start on Sunday. Basically, that's what he said, unless he has a setback this week. So right now, they are preparing for Brock Purdy to be the starting quarterback on Sunday. Now, Ricky Pearsall, also back in practice. And I thought originally, because Ricky Pearsall was on the side field, not working in, not running routes, not doing any team activities, that they would work him in and then activate him. But it sounds like they are ready to put him in the mix as well. So now when the wide receivers start warming up, it's two lines, and you've got first, in a pecking order. Ricky Pearsall was immediately back with Jauan Jennings as the first receivers to go on each line. Then it was Kendrick Bourne and Demarcus Robinson, and then it went on from there. You've got Sky Moore, you've got Jordan Watkins, and then on and on. But the first two wide receivers were Jauan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall, which leads me to believe that Ricky Pearsall, again, will be right in there in the mix. Interesting, because Demarcus Robinson, when he came back from his suspension, he was worked in more slowly. He was kind of at the back of the line, and then as the week progressed, he moved forward. So it sounds like, from what Kyle Shanahan is doing, how the team is preparing, that both Brock Purdy and Ricky Pearsall will be playing on Sunday, and I believe they'll both start. As far as the other guys, Alfred Collins, we saw him working on the side field. He said limited in practice, so He probably got worked into team drills a little later, but he has that hip injury. He has the giant knee brace as well. He was pushing the sled, trying to make sure his hip was still okay as he pushed. So he's doing some running. I would think Alfred Collins will play on Sunday. He was very close to playing last week against the Los Angeles Rams. So good news as far as injuries go. And D. Winters, who, made it through the game, they're just taking it easy on him, making sure he's okay. And then he'll go back into the lineup on Sunday as well. So Wednesday is a little bit lighter practice. Thursdays are generally heavier. So that is tomorrow. And I'll have all the news about it from Santa Clara tomorrow as well. We talked to Christian McCaffrey today, and I asked him, "Hey, what about the timing? It's as a receiver, how when Brock Purdy hasn't been taking first team reps, how does that work out?" And he said, "Hey, he's been practicing out there this whole time. He looks like Brock." It was basically the same thing that Kyle Shanahan said. He looks like Brock. He's throwing like Brock. He's running around. He looks great. It's like the timing will come. He's a ball player. Um, and on Tatum Bethune, when I talked to him, I was asking him because, Fred Warner came right up to him after the game. He said, asked him how it felt. But I was wondering how much advice or how much what Fred Warner sees, he's telling the defense. And so today I kind of followed up with Tatum Bethune. I was like, "Hey, what did Fred Warner say after watching the film, talking to you guys?" He said, "Actually, he's just asking us what we saw." So I thought this was very fascinating. Fred Warner, who obviously knows the ins and outs of the entire 49ers defense, whether it is no matter who's at defensive coordinator. Fred Warner, instead of saying, "Hey," going up to Tatum and saying, "Hey, you need to fix this, 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 and this," he said, "I want to hear what you think." And so Tatum Bethune was basically saying, Fred Warner's helping us grow. He wasn't, babysitting us. He wants us to learn from our mistakes. He wants us to see where we messed up and for us to go out there and have the initiative to fix it. And I thought this was a really, really, what a leadership style from Fred Warner. Not just, taking control and telling them what to do, but, making them learn on their own and learn by doing it. And I've always had a ton of respect for Fred Warner, but to hear this from Tatum Bethune and how it's good for him, he's like, "I like it. It's great." He's like, "Normally I've relied on him for what we do, what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong, but now because he's in Fred Warner's role, it's up to him to figure out what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and to go out there and fix it." And really, a lot of it was, it was effort. They need to play harder and play more efficient with less mistakes and have better communication. I mean, they need to execute better, is what Tatum Bethune's main comments or main focus was. So, the Arizona Cardinals are also extremely injured. Three of their wide receivers are on IR, are out for Sunday. Two are on IR, and Marvin Harrison Jr., their star, just had an appendectomy. So he had appendicitis, he had surgery, and so he's not playing. He's already been ruled out. Zay Jones has been ruled out, and Fajoku has been ruled out as well. So it's just the Arizona Cardinals are limping into this game on offense, but you know what they do have? They have a really great defense. So let me pull up the injury report. I think it's going to be a good matchup. And I think the 49ers, this is a game where they can build some confidence that they really need after going through what they went through last week. All right, so let me see here. It is. See if the injury report will come up. Yes, here we go. All right. So yeah, wide receivers are out for the Cardinals. Here we go. It is. Man, their injury list is actually longer than the Niners list, which is kind of the first one of the season. All right, so they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players not practicing. 49ers had almost everyone practice. It was just Trent Williams and Christian McCaffrey for rest days. Everybody else was practicing, limited. Granted, yes, they were without a couple guys, but all right. Marvin Harrison Jr. is out with the appendicitis. They put Zay Jones on injured reserve, and I had it here also. It's Fahoku, and I can't remember his first name. But yes, it is a, here we go. It is Simi Fahoku. Um, so here are the players that did not practice for the Cardinals. Sorry, I didn't have those ready. Um, Kelvin Beachum, tackle. Baron Browning, linebacker, concussion. Marvin Harrison Jr., obviously out. Will Johnson, cornerback, back and hip. Bilal Nichols had a personal day. Dadrion Taylor Demerson had ankle, did not practice. Jonah Williams, tackle, shoulder, did not practice. Mac Wilson, ribs, did not practice. And then a bunch of guys who were limited. I would think at this point those guys will play. So limited guys were Evan Brown, guard, Will Hernandez, guard, running back Bam Knight, Max Melton, cornerback, Walter Nolan, defensive tackle, BJ Ojolari, linebacker, knee injury, Darius Robinson, defensive lineman with a groin injury, and Xavier Weaver, wide receiver, ankle. Those were all limited. So we'll see how it goes on Thursday. I mean, Thursday is the real indicator of whether players were going to play on Sunday or not. And it looks like the 49ers are actually obviously without two of their star players, three if you count Mykel Williams, without Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Mykel Williams. But of the players that they have, they're actually pretty healthy. So we'll knock on some wood. I think that's all I have for you today. It is Wednesday. It's Cardinals week. So I think this is, one of those games that they have to win. There are games that, could go either way. And that's like the Seahawks, who are really doing well. And the Colts, those are, that team is leading the league. If they don't win these games against teams with losing records, it will definitely hurt them in the long run. So they've got to win these winnable games, and Sunday is one of them against the Arizona Cardinals. And I will have more for you this week. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe. Please like. Appreciate you tuning in. Talk to you soon.